Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we're talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from August the 12th, 1989. And you know what? It's the Christmas edition of this show, so I think what I'll do is Christmas Eve is December 24th. Let's give everybody a Christmas gift. We're going to drop this one a day early. So if you're listening to this on Wednesday night, December the 23rd, this is your Christmas gift a day early. But again, it's the Christmas edition of BTT. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And for our brothers and sisters out there who don't celebrate Christmas, well, enjoy your Friday, December 25th, and happy holidays and all that good stuff to you. I am sitting here with Doc and, of course, Hardbody Harper. Doc, you said throw it to you first. Is that right?
Well, I just want to get this out of the way. I'm doing great. But that's not the story here. And, man, to be honest, I think we maybe should have put this only up for the patrons. But this is everybody's Christmas present coming up. We've got some huge news. This has shocked the BTT community of the three of us this week. It has brought us to our core, rocked us to our knees. And this is a fucking shoot. I'm not playing here. This isn't a work. This isn't a gimmick. It's not a bit. Harper, how are you doing?
I'm doing great now.
Okay, so you said now.
Yeah.
That means that you weren't doing well earlier. Can you tell the people why you weren't doing so well earlier?
Because I tested positive for COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I
gotta start wearing condoms.
It's not the first time he's tested positive, but it's the first time for Corona. So, Hardbody Harper has obtained the coronavirus.
I got it.
Yeah. So let me tell you this, man. We have labeled ourselves as the best independent podcast in the world, the best ad-free podcast in the world. Now I think we're the only podcast in the world where one of our hosts will spit out his ventilator to make it to the show on time.
That's right. I play hurt, motherfucker.
Kicking out. Just kicked out of the ventilator and said, I got to talk to my people.
Yeah, so, I didn't hear no bell.
Well, Harper, you're having a tasty beverage. You're currently positive still. You haven't tested negative, so you're contagious. But you are enjoying a drink. Would you like to tell the people what you're drinking right now?
I got an eggnog daiquiri.
Okay, so it seems that you've confused coronavirus with the office Christmas party. Well, walk us through what happened, man.
Well, my sense of smell started to go, but I could still taste. So I wasn't kind of worried about it. I thought my nose was just stuffed up.
So what were you? Did you have your nose in that you thought you should be smelling that you weren't?
Well, I was taking a shower and I couldn't smell the soap, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I put a stick of deodorant in my nose, and I couldn't smell the fucking deodorant. And I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I told my girlfriend, I was like, "I can't fucking smell." And she sprayed perfume on her wrist to put up to my nose. She's like, "Do you smell that?" I was like, "I smell nothing." And that's when, like your smell 100% goes away, which is great when you're taking a shit. And
or you're eating some ass that ain't clean.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can just fucking do whatever.
But it's got to be a little weird to like not be able to smell things.
Yeah, and so
you go to sniff something with an expectation in your mind, and nothing happens.
Yeah,
kind of like when Mike tries to fuck.
That's nice.
Proceed, Harper. Keep going.
So you can't smell, and now it's hit your brain. I might have the Rona.
I got the Rona, and I went and got tested the next day, and I'm like, "Yep, you're positive." So for the past week, I've been sitting here playing Xbox and watching Chips and Magnum PI, and I watched The Last Dance. I watched every one of them. That shit's fucking awesome. So that's all I've been doing. I've been quarantined, playing Xbox and watching TV like a bum.
What other
But
symptoms?
the smell is coming back.
Smell's coming back. Okay, so you are fully kicking out. Any other symptoms you want to report?
That's it, man. I just lost my sense of smell.
Okay, so we know that you have a close relationship with Mama Harper. Have you ever exposed her to your?
No, I haven't been over there since.
Okay. I'm sure this is not the first time you've been asked this, but do you know where you caught? Do you know where you caught it?
I don't know, man. I mean, because like the shoot job, I'm in Walmart every day and the grocery stores every day, so you know, I'm exposed to so many fucking people, so God knows how I got it.
I was thinking it was that 3-family Thanksgiving thing you were telling us about last week.
No.
You can kind of rule that out if nobody at those houses have it. I mean, that kind of rules them out.
How do you know that? There's so many. I mean, Harper's basically asymptomatic.
Right, basically. Right.
That's true.
Just lost my sense of smell. I didn't get.
That's why it's so
tired.
bullshit. That's when they say it's bullshit. Like, oh, we'll do a temperature check.
Right.
How about we do a swab? How about we get some germs on this motherfucker?
Yeah, that temperature thing is just a thing to pacify people. It's just like, okay, yeah, he's been. I mean, what the fuck does that do? Because I never got a high temperature. I didn't get weak or tired or nothing. I just I can't smell anything.
So weird, man.
I didn't lose the sense of taste though. They said, you know, that's fucking.
So you could taste the ass, you just couldn't smell it.
Right.
Okay.
And then as soon as I left the fucking clinic, I was like, I'm getting one of those Baconators. Because I was like, fuck, if I lose my taste, this is going to suck. So I went and got one of those for the drive-through.
Okay, so have you been quarantined? I mean, how'd you get this back? Pretty much. Okay, well, I would have hoped that would have been 100%.
Yeah, I haven't fucking left the house. I've been kind of in a room to myself and just fucking watching TV, and every now and then I see my girlfriend across the room. I just, hey, what's up?
So you haven't been hitting any circle, dot with the...
No, But tomorrow's going to be a week, so I'm going to get tested, and I don't know. It's probably going to say negative, because I can... Not the first
time you've taken a test and prayed for negative, right?
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to think of what else do we have. So you haven't been doing any circle, dot.
Been doing nothing. Nothing.
No fluid exchanging.
No fluid exchanging.
I don't know if I believe that.
I don't know if I believe
touching or anything. Yeah, none.
I could see Harper wrapping his saran wrap around his tongue and still tongue punching that fart box.
Were you at all like scared when you tested positive? Like, oh shit.
No, I was like, all right, oh cool. I'm got to go to work for a fucking week.
Okay.
Right.
Feel like a paid fucking vacation.
So I just want to point out that our man Harper over here has, I mean, literally been. You ought to be Times Man of the Year, because you have laughed in the face of this whole pandemic. You got yourself you went to the bar in a pandemic. You got yourself a girlfriend in the pandemic. You caught the pandemic. You put the pandemic in a squash match.
It's great. Yeah, I've been off of work and just I've been playing fucking Gears of War and shit on fucking Xbox One
and you got scoreboard on everybody who tries to big talk you at the bar or at Wildcat in the future. Fuck you. I got Rona.
Bitch, I'm 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Fuck you.
So does this mean you're going to get the vaccine now, or are you just going to be like, hey, never mind?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I would if they're giving it to me.
Maybe get one and step in line in front of a nurse or something like that.
I mean, because I already got the flu shot.
Mike, you got anything you want to talk about here?
Well, you can't get it twice, right?
Well, they don't think you can, but
Yeah, I don't
But they
know. We're
don't know
not.
for sure.
we
We're
might
not.
need to get you.
We're not doctors here. Let's not comment on that.
I mean,
People
fuck, Doc's
think-
a doctor.
That's
We're-
right.
He's not a
See?
medical doctor. He's got a
Close
PhD.
enough.
Close.
Close
Okay.
enough. Me and Jill Biden know that shit's close enough. Now look,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Somebody's gonna take that comment way too seriously.
I know. That's why I said
Do
it.
not work
But wait.
yourself into a shoot if you listen to this show. God.
Don't work yourself into a shoot. Our man got Rona over here, and to be honest, Mike and I were worried at first because we didn't get the whole asymptomatic. We just I got Rona,
I got Rona.
and then and this is a shoot behind the. And Mike, tell me if I'm lying. You'll be talking with Harper, and then you'll ask him a question, and then you don't hear anything else for hours. So we hear I got Rona, and then it's radio silence, and we're like, "Holy shit!"
Uh-oh.
He's down at whatever hospital, and they're intubating him, and Mama Harper's crying, and he's drinking eggnog daiquiris and playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Drinking Rolling Rocks. I've
And
been
tongue
drinking
punch.
that in fucking Bud Ice.
And tongue punch in the fart box.
That's nice. No.
I don't believe him that he's not exchanging fluids. Because last night he and I were on the phone, and he was like, "Yeah, she don't have it. We've been exchanging fluids and banging and everything." And the phone was to my ear, but he was talking loud. My wife starts laughing because she can hear it. So I don't know if I believe that non-exchanging fluid story.
Not
Okay.
since fucking Wednesday. No.
That's a long time for
but
you to
just-
wait, pal.
Yeah, I know. That's a long fucking time. I feel like I just got out of jail.
And did she avoid you like you have like the plague or
I mean, she hasn't come near me.
smart girl?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, her sister's getting married Saturday, and she's the maid of honor. I said, man, you got to stay the fuck away from me. Because if you catch shit, you're going to ruin the whole fucking wedding, and it's going to be your fault, and you're an asshole, and so you got to stay away.
If there was ever a picture in the dictionary under the word super spreader, it ought to be a picture of
Super spreader. I keep thinking they're saying super shredder from the fucking Ninja Turtles movie.
Maybe we need to get Harper a private one-on-one appointment with Dr. Freddie Classy Blassie.
Maybe we should.
A COVID checkup. So here's the thing I want to say. I want the Army out there. First of all, Harper, we're glad that you're living through these trying and horrible times you've been subjected to. We apologize that this horrible virus has infected your body in ways that we can't even understand.
I can't smell.
Right. But if you're out there listening to this, don't think that you're just going to roll up on Rona and have a good time. This is Harper we're talking about. The
That's
Hardbody.
right.
He's chiseled.
I'm built like an Abrams tank.
It's not just that. Like he's immune to so much stuff because, again, he's tongue punched so many fart boxes in his day that he's kind of built up a tolerance.
Rona didn't stand a chance.
Yeah,
I got a shield in front of me.
He had so much fecal matter rolling around his sinus cavities that it just neutralized the Rona.
That's right. I've eaten so many pussy, I'm shitting out clits.
Oh shit!
I knew, Mike, if we stayed here long enough, we'd get there. So I just want to make sure that everybody out there just know you're not Harper. Mike and I aren't Harper. Wear your mask.
I've always worn the mask too. And
get your vaccine. Mike said he's ready to get jabbed like an 80s rat.
Whoa.
That's what I said.
Let me say this. Hugo, go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
Social distance, be safe. Keep up your protocols, but just know that our man Harper continues. You need to be on the White House task force, dude.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Imagine all those
Fuck
pictures
that
of
Dr. Richie guy. Where the fuck his name is? The little Italian dude. What the fuck's his name?
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah. I'm gonna take his fucking job.
No.
Being Dr. Morgus.
No, you can go work with him. I don't want you to take his job, but anyway.
Me and Doogie Howser.
I told Doc months ago, I said, it is only a matter of time before Harper gets it. And it was for no other reason.
Yeah, me too. I thought I was going to get it because I'm around people 6 days a week.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that he's being reckless. It's just his shoot job has him around a lot of goddamn people. I mean, he's in
so many bullets, you know?
Right. He's in where do we all have to go, or most of us have to go at some point, is a grocery store. So you've got everybody going into grocery stores. He's in high traffic areas 6 days a week. It was just a matter of time. But we're glad Harper made it. The only thing he lost was a sense of smell. He didn't lose a sense of taste. So while he could taste the butthole, he couldn't smell it.
Truly a remarkable story that we've waited all week to share with the people.
And on that note, if you've stuck with us this long on the Christmas edition, imagine that, Doc. This happened on the Christmas edition. Thanks
for getting the pandemic at the right time, Harper, so that we have a big
Happy
Christmas
birthday, Jesus.
So that we have a big Christmas show. We appreciate that.
He's talking about eating ass and happy birthday, Jesus in the same sentence. Okay. A shout out to Disrespectfully Classy Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, Jeremy Priest for your generous patronage each and every month. And I've got, Doc, let me roll through this. That way we can get into the show. I have got some 5-star reviews on Podcast Addict. We had a couple of them this week. We didn't have any new Apple reviews, but we had the ones on Podcast Addict. So here we go. First one from Gettysburg 7 says, there's podcasts about pro wrestling that entertain. There's podcasts that offer life advice. But only BTT manages to cover classic old school territory wrestling in a hilarious and unprofessional manner. But through Hardbody Harper's impartial, safe life advice, fun for the whole family. Oh, I think Nick might have messed up when he wrote that. But by the way, this is Nick Minetti who wrote this. He's Gettysburg 7 on Twitter. Mike Mills is one of the nicest and most enjoyable people around, and his insight, observations / reactions to Harper are classic. And then there's Doc. So listen to BTT and you'll be blessed and be a blessing. # book it, bitch. Thank you, Nick. We got one more. Big Storm 73 says, great stuff from a couple of guys that love old school wrestling. No ads and no BS. Just great conversation about an era we all enjoyed. So there you go. 2 new 5-star reviews. And as I mentioned that, real quick, new Patreon members, Christopher O'Neill and Dan Heaton. Thanks for signing up or moving over from Podbean if you were one of those. And then again, Jeremy Priest, thank you. Big shout out to you for bumping up to the big time tier this week. Thanks for being a big supporter of BTT. Now, Doc, this is a long episode, 82 minutes, I believe it was.
Hit the Harper drop. What the fuck?
Yeah, really, huh?
Do you have anything before we get into it?
No, I don't have anything. I'm ready to go. But, I mean, Harper, why are you complaining? You had nothing to do this week but watch wrestling.
I know, it was great. Dude, I caught up on a lot of the MLW shit. I watched the NWA Shockwave. I watched all that shit. So...
Must be nice, huh, Mike?
He's living a dream, bro. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
He's kind of making me think I should get the virus.
You should.
Okay.
He's full of it. Don't let him.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. You got a wife and kids.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
You see, because I have a wife and kids. So I'm just quarantined. So, but fuck, if you got a wife and kids, bro, you catch this shit. I mean, what the fuck you gonna do? Hide in a fucking utility closet for a fucking week?
Sure, why not? Do we get internet in there?
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's get started. We are talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from August the 12th of 1989. If you are just watching the video version of this, which starts when we start talking about the Saturday night episode, I highly recommend you go back and you you listen to the front of this episode, the audio only feed, where Harper talked about his battle with COVID and coronavirus. You need to do that as Doc opens up a White Claw.
That wasn't me.
That was a Bud Ice.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
I'm
course.
classy.
He's classy fella. All right, so this show opens up.
Well, I'm having a Sam Adams Winter Lager.
Oh, I bet you are.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, what's it taste like?
It's good. It's a lager brewed with orange peel, cinnamon, and ginger.
That don't sound too bad.
No, it's really good.
Right. Well, Jim Ross opens up and tells us what we will see tonight. JR tells us that Tommy Rich is gearing up for a challenge for the NWA US belt. Yes, I got a laugh out of that one, boys and girls. I just think that's kind of hilarious, thinking about that. And then we're going to go to a promo from Lex Luger. Here that is now.
Here is Mr. Luger now, obviously making us wait a little bit, as usual. What else is new? The fans, as we mentioned, the second most prestigious championship in all of sports is the United States heavyweight title. Tommy Rich has his sights set on this championship and this big man.
You know, Jim Ross, the never-ending search goes on for a suitable competitor, the caliber of athletes that can even challenge and give the total package Lex Luger a competitive match. And who do they dig up? And when I say dig up, Jim Ross, I mean that literally. Straight from the dirt farm, loads his dusty wrestling boots. He's been out of the limelight, a former world champion. No one questions his credentials. But things have changed, Tommy Rich. You hop in your pickup truck with dirt under your fingernails, tobacco flakes between your teeth, and you come to the NWA where there's the best wrestling, the only wrestling, and you want to challenge the total package Lex Luger for the U.S. heavyweight title. Well, you see, there's a new breed of athlete in professional wrestling right now, and baby, I'm the prototype, Tommy Rich. I am man to beat in this sport today. I'm going to do a public service for all you punks out there who think you can walk off the street and challenge an elite world-class athlete such as myself. It can't be done. And you're, Tommy Rich, are going to learn the hard way, baby, with the total package to the King of the Hill class that will never pass. The total package Lex Luger is all about, baby, and why I rule professional wrestling. Well, that's...
Luger's not lying, Doc. Like, where'd they dig you up from, Tommy? Tobacco in your teeth, beat up pickup truck, coked out? I mean, where's the lie,
He didn't
Doc?
say that. He didn't say that.
Yeah, don't put words in Lex's mouth.
Okay, maybe I exaggerated about the coked up part, but, you know, I mean, he's not lying much.
JR said he had been in obscurity.
Well, that's not fully true, right? He's been in, was it Continental? God, look at him.
Somebody say something about 1, 2, 3.
I mean, look at him.
Your fucking child. Jesus
Oh my God,
Christ.
he kissed that little girl. What the?
Ugh.
You got to be a piece of shit father to let that stupid idiot kiss your daughter. God.
And now that fucking babe was gonna go home smelling like fucking a can of Bush.
He's gonna be wouldn't be able to pass a drug test at the shoot shop. Jesus Christ. More coked up than Mullet and Morton on his forklift running around the damn warehouse. Running into shit.
That guy's probably wrecked a few forklifts at the shoot shop.
Hey, man, I already failed one drug test. Can you cover for me and say it was you? Man, I can't piss clean. Go get Tommy over there. Somebody say something about piss test.
Okay, what do you have from Lex right there? I thought he was fantastic, Doc.
I thought he was pretty good, actually. I did. I thought he was real smug. You know, he buried Rich, but then also kind of put him over a little bit, like you're supposed to do by saying, hey, you're a world champion, but that was then and this is now. I thought he was good.
Yeah. I like this version of Lex.
This version of Lex continues to impress. Heel Lex 89 is very, very good.
Yes.
I feel bad for him having to work with Tommy Rich. God bless him. God bless him. And on that note, Tommy Rich is up in the next match. He defeats Lee Scott. I honestly fell asleep and mysteriously woke up during the next segment. Doc, did you have anything from this?
Hey, man, he comes out to the old Hank Jr. song. I was ready for some Monday Night fucking football.
Yeah.
Boy.
That was the old days before Hank Jr. pissed off the networks with
No,
his
here we go.
politics.
Oh, boy. All right, Harper, you got anything from Tommy Rich and Lee Scott here?
Not really, no.
Yeah, me either.
You know, JR did say something about a country boy can survive. You know that song, don't you, Harper?
Yeah. I bet
Can you give us a Rona version of it?
I can skin a buck. I can run a trot line because a country boy can survive.
Yeah, there you go. You like? Is that in your Spotify list, Mike?
No.
Okay. Here's my thing.
No.
I'm gonna go with you on this, Mike. My note here is this storytelling is horrible. Because if Rich really was in obscurity, you can argue whether he was or wasn't, but that's the line we're going with. Then why is going this long with that guy in the ring helping tell the story that he's back?
I mean, this...
And it's slow. He's on the ground. Like, if we're going to say he's back out of obscurity, he should be flying around doing this in quick order, and he poses a legitimate challenge to Luger. But he's just down there working a hold because he's fat.
That's nice.
Well,
here's the thing.
If he was down there stretching people like Garvin, it would be like, well, then you could tell the story. Hey, okay, if he gets Luger off his feet, he could really work him because he's got an amateur base, and Luger could be in real trouble. He's just out of gas there, it looks like, and he's down there working an arm.
Well, you actually hit 2 points I was going to make. One, I don't want to be like hypocritical here, but because I've said before, a match goes too long, a match wasn't short enough. But I was also going to point out Garvin in some of the matches he would have that would go 5, 6, 7 minutes where he'd just stretch a bastard. And to be honest, just this week I was rewatching that match where Ron Garvin that is, stretched Dexter Westcott. And we did a watch along to that. And he tied that guy up like a pretzel. I retweeted it on Twitter because I was like, this is it was so I say terrible. It was so terrible in the best way of stretching a person. But
that shit was worse than leaving a priest alone with a little boy. I mean, that was abuse.
He twisted his legs and he had him sideways on the mat with his. The way he was cranking on that dude was ridiculous, and not cranking like Jaworski. The way he was cranking back on that guy was ridiculous. But long story short,
speaking of that, can we get a well check over at the Jaworski residence after that Monday night game? I mean, this will have already happened, but the Browns blew it to the Ravens the other night. I figured that guy might be swinging from a rope from the up above.
Harper, how's he doing? I ain't been on Facebook since like Saturday, maybe. It's been a while.
He's been doing bad.
Okay, he's that Monday night game was pretty brutal, bro.
Yeah,
they'll bounce back.
They overbooked that shit.
They'll bounce back.
It was a good game.
It really was.
Yeah, I don't mind the hot shot booking if it's not my team.
Oh yeah, I don't mind if it's not my team.
We're getting right back in there, by the way, if you didn't notice.
Okay. Let's keep it going. Jim Ross throws us to Baton Rouge, where we saw Johnny Ace get injured while wrestling the New Zealand Militia. This is a clip from NWA Pro. Doc, any thoughts on the footage we see and Johnny Ace getting injured? Not that I give a damn about Johnny Ace and the dudes.
No.
Just no, nothing else.
Hey, man, we used to do this back when the shows were 80 minutes. I don't have to talk about everything. And if I don't have to talk about everything, this is the thing I don't want to talk about.
Harper, you got anything from Johnny Ace being injured?
No. Got hit with a fucking canteen. Okay, whatever. There it comes. Oh.
Here it comes. Jacko Victory.
Oh!
He looks like he clocked him, too.
Yeah, because it's probably plastic.
Yeah, of course.
So what?
Right. Johnny Ace gets injured. He's going to be out. Well, we'll hear more about that later. The New Zealand militia. Then we go back to center stage where we see the New Zealand militia. Jacko Victory.
Look at those tights, man.
Terrible. Look at the dynamic dudes.
Fucking LA gear or fucking tights.
It's terrible. Well, back at center stage, the New Zealand militia, Victory and Morgan, defeat Mike Justice and George South. JR does mention during this match that Johnny Ace will be out for a few weeks, healing up due to his jaw injury from the canteen. Doc, what you got from this one?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the dudes being gone is a plus.
That's pretty bad when you're like, hey, one of your top babyface tag teams being gone is a good thing.
Have you ever heard the term addition by subtraction?
Absolutely. 100%. But I do agree with you. There's just not much here. I mean, if we're going to be honest.
And I still think that Rip Morgan is underutilized, but you know what? Not my job.
You're not going to get no argument from me on this one. Well, since we don't have anything...
You think that trio right there could down a case of beer in less than 15 minutes?
Yeah.
A case?
That's 24 beers.
Yeah.
Once again, a case?
That's 8 beers a person, one every 2 minutes.
Dude, I don't want to say the wrestlers.
Why not?
Man,
that's why people are here. We ain't got ads. We got to do something.
I've seen a group of wrestlers, some old territory wrestlers, in an SUV. About 4 of them kill a case inside of 30 minutes.
So we know everybody here knows that you only know Rod Price, Gibson, and Rich. And Tommy Rogers. So it must have been them.
Price,
and I got some of them right.
Price was one of them.
That's nice.
Dude, he was. You could tell wrestlers are alcoholics too, because they don't even care what kind of beer. At least back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's just like
buy anything.
Yeah, just buy what they got, brother. Get the cheapest they got, bro.
When I didn't have money, I didn't give a shit either. Now I'm like, I can do what I want.
All right. Well, let's go to Gary Hart, Jim Ross, and Terry Funk now for their promo.
Now, Terry Funk and Gary Hart. And the television championship we know has not been settled, and you're still not the world's champion, but I got to admit, you're as close as I ever thought you would come, to be quite frank.
I have to admit that I have never been so embarrassed in my entire life by Ric Flair last week, because you see, he took my tuxedo coat, then he took my boots, and he put on my boots. You never take a cowboy's boots. And then he put them around, and he danced around like a flamingo dancer. No, he was so light-footed whenever he was dancing that I know exactly why Ric Flair wears that $5,000 robe. I know exactly why Ric Flair fixes his hair so nice. And I know why Ric Flair should never be the world's champion. Yes, he got my boots, he got my coat, but I am going to get that world championship belt, and you simple-minded people, don't you ever forget it.
Let me just say this, Flair and Sting, it's only just begun. I'm getting sick of walking through airports all over this nation, and people screaming, Flair and Sting are number one. You may be number one today, but the game has only just begun, and we're gonna finish.
Fans, we'll be back with more on World Championship Wrestling in just one moment.
Doc, thoughts on Gary Hart and Terry Funk right there?
I didn't think it was their best, but since they're so believable in their characters, it's good. But, I mean, like you said, you don't take a Cowboys boots.
I agree with you. I think they can hit a solid single and it looks damn good, and I can work with it.
That is true.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh, you know, it's like in, I don't know baseball statistics nowadays, but let's say whoever before the Corona season came out, you know, whoever your leading home run hitter was, it's like, oh, well, he's hit 50 home runs, but you know, he got us a single this time. I mean, you're not going to fuss about the single, is my point. Harper, what'd you think about it?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't something different, but hey, I'll fucking take it.
Hey, Doc, I like Harper's internet when he's by his girl's house. I think we're going to have to put a stipulation in the contract of BTT going forward. Harper's got to record over there from now on. Because he's crystal clear, Doc. You hear him?
Interesting.
No breaking up or nothing.
Nothing.
Huh. Very interesting.
Maybe it's the antibodies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we go from Gary Hart and Terry Funk to Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin. The Freebirds, NWA World Tag Team Champions. They defeat Ray Lloyd. Yes, Ray Lloyd. And Bob Emery. Doc, any thoughts on this?
They came out to Freebird here, which I found really interesting. Just because I figured it would be, by this era, it would have been Bad Street 100% of the time. That Bad Street song, it's a great entrance song. Don't get me wrong. It's perfect for wrestling music. But man, I like hearing them come out to Freebird. Man, I remember back in the 80s in Dallas, they'd hit that Freebird and it was slow. And Gordy and Roberts and Hayes would take a long time getting to the ring, and they'd just come down that aisle slow. There was something to that.
That song was perfect. I mean, not only was it perfect because of the name, but it was perfect for them.
Yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love Bad Street is awesome. I just like them both. So it's good to hear. I miss Gordy. They always need Gordy.
Same.
He must be in Japan. I did notice Michael did a little bit of dick dancing for the people. You think he dick dances for Vince now?
No. you think
backstage?
you can still do the moonwalk?
Bruh, the story is on Conrad's Pods is that he got drunk at Stephanie's wedding and had to be like corralled because he got a live mic.
Hey.
Can you imagine how much value he must add to the product to do that at the little princess's wedding and not get fired?
It just always kills me how the biggest screw-ups get the best jobs.
Yeah, no, for real.
And I'm not talking about Hayes as a wrestler screw. I'm talking about that dude's done some things that would burn bridges for most people, and he's still up there working.
The Freebirds were famous for peeing on people.
I'm just saying, man, you know, and when I say working, I know not no.
How many times do you think Michael's had to talk to HR or go to sensitivity training since they became a corporation?
It's a mirror. I mean, like, it's truly, and I say this with respect to them being a publicly traded company now. Mm-hmm. I know they haven't always been one. So keep in mind what I'm about to say. I'm saying it due to the, you know, the fact that they're publicly traded. It's a miracle, in my opinion, that he's still there, just based on that.
I mean, you want to tell me that a guy like Kane survived in that environment for that many years? It'd be like, he seems like a very respectful, intelligent guy.
Absolutely.
Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. The guy became a mayor, for God's sakes. Okay.
He's taking a sip of his White Claw.
There you go.
That wasn't me.
That was you.
Oh, it really wasn't.
Who's drinking Rolling Rock?
That's COVID man over there.
Oh.
That's fucking Bud Ice.
You need to have a COVID angle when you come out of this in Wildcat. You're immune to the premium. You're immune to this thing, and so you've inoculated all. You've given all of the House of Hardbody the virus, so they're immune to everything.
Hardbody COVID-19 Harper.
Survivor 2020, bitches.
COVID man.
All right.
Secret
Harper.
COVID man.
So my point is, like, Michael Hayes ain't gonna survive. How does he survive? What was Jimmy Valiant gonna do for 20 years in a corporate wrestling environment?
And
to be honest,
he still is.
That's
Jimmy Garvin didn't survive. I mean, wasn't he there for like a half an hour?
And he was a pilot in a corporate setting. The problem here is, it's not just the guys you think. Mike, you brushed up against the end of the territory guys. How many of any of them were going to survive in a corporate wrestling environment, especially on the office side?
0.01%. And for people who don't know math, approximately how many out of 1,000, Doc, is 0.01?
Not many.
Okay, that's my point. Yeah, it wouldn't have been many. They just weren't built for it. It's not their fault. No.
And it's why Corny's upset all the time. It's completely antithetical to everything the wrestling business was built to be, is to make it a corporate entity. It was completely built to be completely different than a corporate entity. It's right. The people that grew up in that, there's no way.
Yeah.
It was like when Corey Graves and Booker T were having that feud a few years back. And I remember listening to one of Wade Keller's shows at the time, and Wade was like how childish are they? Once it came out that they were working, which Doc and I said from the get-go, they're working. It's a publicly traded company. Booker T is not going to be like, I'm going to whoop him and it be real, because if he really whoops him, there's going to be a problem in HR.
HR is going to have to give some coaching and counseling to Booker T. I mean, they may not fire him because, and I'm being serious, because he's a black man. It ought to be that they don't fire him because he's Booker fucking T.
Yeah, for real.
But
Wade was like,
stocks are being traded. This is rich people's money. Right. This ain't how this shit goes down.
And Wade's like, oh my God, that's just so childish of them. I'm like, dude, what do you think wrestlers do? You've been covering this sport for 25 years or more, 20 plus years, almost 30 years. That's what they do. Wrestlers are the most immature, childish individuals on the planet.
They got into this so they wouldn't have to fucking go to a real job.
Yeah, they don't want a real fucking job. They're like,
Harper, you got a real job. How cool is that?
It sucks. I mean, I don't know.
You'd rather be doing Wildcat.
401k and fucking insurance. That's it.
But Mike and I aren't waking up every day living the dream for real, brother. We're knocking out rent.
Yeah.
Fucking losers.
Right.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we beat that horse to death. Let's go to Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes, the Freebirds, with Jim Ross. Here they are.
Fabulous Freebirds have had a recent altercation many of you fans may have seen with the Steiners. And I got to thank Jimmy, in all reality, Terry Gordy's sucker punch to Rick Steiner was not called for.
Let me tell you something, Jim Ross. If you can't take the heat, get out of the stinking kitchen. Now I've heard rumors going around that the Steiners are crying. Well, I gotta be real frank with you, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a lot of patience when it comes to idiots. And we're dealing with idiots. Number one, they're idiots because they think they can beat
the greatest tag team in the world. That's an idiot. Number 2, they have the audacity to call us sissies. Now let me tell you something, baby. All you fat, out-of-shape old men out there, take a look next to you. Whether it's your girlfriend or your wife, in your most intimate moments, she's thinking of the birds.
A lot of people, what does PS stand for, Michael?
PS, as everybody knows, stands for purely sexy. And if you wonder why our big machine gun, Brother Bam Bam, is up on Freebird Mountain instead of here right now, it's because his services right now are not necessary. Now you listen here, stupid Steiners. That's right. They said give the boy compassion. He's slow. He's naive. He don't understand. He understood this. And you will understand it time and time again and again. Because remember this, you best be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. And don't ever forget that heaven don't want us and hell afraid will take over.
Yeah. All right, fans, we'll be...
He got to wear that line out. Doc, your thoughts?
Garvin looks bloated up, man.
Yeah.
And he's got a little gray in that beard now. Pressure's been wearing him out. I liked it.
It was good.
I mean, Garvin basically said your women are thinking about us, and Hayes basically called Rick Steiner retarded in 89 terms. Oh Lord! And then said,
finish what you're talking about.
Speaking of retarded,
yeah, come on. You would think with your near brush with death that you would have, become a little more sensitive to things. So I don't even know what to say anymore.
Bro, what kind of woman is getting fucked by her old man and thinking about fucking Jimmy Garvin? That's what I want to fucking know.
Well, there was a time when Kevin Sullivan would have said that was precious, but
I mean, that's what I thought when he said that. I was like, good God.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good line, telling all the dudes out there that while you're sexing up your woman, she's thinking of the free birds. I mean, that is kind of funny. And Michael Hayes just got to wear out the line about heaven and hell.
Why does that bother you? When did you turn on Michael Hayes?
It's just every time he says it, I think of when Harper said, "Explain the T-shirt to everybody," that you always see in the old trucker stops back in the day.
Yeah.
I just think of that every time he says it. I've got that image in my mind.
Right. Imagine a chick's got her dildo and a couple. Imagine a chick's got her dildo by the bed and a couple fucking issues of like Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and are all turned to Jimmy Garvin.
What left field? It's nice. All right. I don't want that image in my mind of Jimmy Garvin and a chick. Oh, God. All right. Let's keep going. JR throws it to Flying Brian Pillman and Norman the Lunatic with Lance Russell and Bob Caudle on commentary from Baton Rouge. Pillman's going to win this match, but after the match, Norman, with the direction of Teddy Long, attacks Pillman and leaves him laying in the ring. Man, I kind of feel bad for Pillman here, but
boy.
Yeah.
Here we're gonna get you a big, you're about to do cut your first promo on TV. We're gonna start pushing you, and you got to go in there and wrestle some fat bastard in his jambies.
he still oozes charisma.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it ain't his fault that we were like, wow, what the hell?
Key.
What's with the what?
The golden key.
It's the key to victory.
Look at that backdrop. Just slid off him. Let me tell you something. I've been saying this for weeks. I think it is a treat for us to go back and watch Brian Pillman this early. Because a lot of people will remember him from the Monday Night Wars and, the Loose Cannon. Dude, he was great before that. And I mean, again, this is before, the various tag teams he was in. And he's just good, man. Look at the people cheering. I mean, just a quick win right there against Norman. Norman's going to attack him after. The dude just oozes charisma. But, Doc, any other thoughts before we keep going?
I don't know how you don't watch this and go, we need to put the TV title on Pillman and fire Norman.
Yeah, this is fucking retarded. Then he attacks him now.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said
it's
it
like,
a few times.
It's like, have you seen my baseball? And he
That's
told
just
him no.
that's
So it
just
beats the shit out of him.
That's just for all the people out here, that's the Redemzavir talking that Harper's on. He's okay.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't
sorry.
mean to say that. He's sorry.
If I offended you, I'm sorry.
I've
Right.
got nothing more. I've got nothing more on this,
There's the key. Dude, what's with
The
the
key-
key for real?
The key to victory.
What is with
That's
the
what
key?
that is for real?
I think so.
I don't
I've been
know.
having to do some reading on this 89 shit because I ain't never seen it before. Like, sequentially.
Well, there's nothing
That's
wrong
a
with
guy.
that.
That's a guy right there that will fuck the mommy while the toddler watches.
Mhm.
Well, what Doc is talking about is we're about to go to a promo with Brian Pillman. He's with JR back at center stage. Here it is.
To be in Baton Rouge to see that event, and I tell you something, I thought the guy was going to crush your ribs. I appreciate you taking the time to come out here and speak with us. This is one of the biggest men in the sport, Brian, and it's a tremendous challenge for you.
We know he's kind of goofy, but he's certainly a force to be reckoned with. I think that was a pretty graphic illustration of what took place the other night in Baton Rouge. And I'm not going to waste a lot of time ranting and raving about it because I'm here to wrestle. That's what brought me to the NWA. It was the ultimate competitive challenge of being here in the NWA. It was a hard-fought victory. I feel fortunate that I did get the victory, and the chain of events that took place afterwards, it makes me feel like maybe I won the battle and lost the war. So what I'd like to do now, if possible, if I can put it in a nutshell for Mr. Long, no pun intended, Peanut Head, I'd like to challenge Norman. I'd like to challenge him right now to a match, hopefully here on TBS tonight.
All right, well, we'll get Teddy Long out here, Brian, and we'll issue that challenge. I'm sure he's hearing it right now. We'll address that a little bit later in the program, and we'll be back with the Danger Zone and Paul Lee in one more.
It was nothing spectacular, but to me it was great because it's like Pillman. It's just a young Pillman, and he just seems believable, and that's the main thing. Point I wanted to get across. Like, you look at him cut that promo, he seems believable. Doc, what did you have?
There's a couple of things to build upon that. One thing he does that's really, I think, natural, but really good. He does a little eyebrow lift to add a little bit of emphasis into what he's saying. Charismatic, natural. We usually say this about your people, Mike, but he's well-spoken.
Oh, Jesus.
What's that supposed to mean?
He can string together sentences. He's not uncomfortable out there with his rap. He's got a rap. And it's a different rap, but it's a rap. Man, I'm telling you, he's built, he can wrestle, and it appears that he can talk. We need to do something quick with this guy.
Yeah, you ain't got no argument for me on that one, dude.
And here's the thing. It doesn't take, to me, other than the vast riches I have amassed from this show, I've never earned a dime in the wrestling business, and I can see it. Even Jim Herd ought to be able to see it. You like that revisionist history now that we're painting that Jim Herd wasn't that bad?
What are you talking about?
You don't know anything about this, do you?
What?
What?
Conrad interviewed Jim Herd.
I
He's
know
like,
that,
yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
I didn't. It's on
And
there.
now,
Like,
now the story is, well, yeah, there were some dumb things, but there were a lot of great things during that time too.
oh,
Bro, the great things were the superstars that knew how to work holding on.
Jim
Did you
Herd.
listen to it?
Oh, I don't. That shit costs money.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm buying beer, dude.
Yeah.
So, did you read
Here's
an
the-
article about it?
Yeah. Well, I've been hearing. I listen to Conrad's podcast because I'm a fan of some of the work that he does, unlike you. But no, here's the thing, Harper. we're still doing virtual school because people like you are still out there in the bars catching Rona.
Oh.
And so I don't get to listen to a lot of podcasts during the day anymore. See, Mike and I are sacrificing our lives so that you can live your life just how you want it to be.
Thank you.
Circle, dot.
Yeah, we're paving the ground for your ass eating.
So he can do that and go to Pound Town.
We're in the factory building the knee pads so that you can don't hurt your knees when you're down there.
Come on.
Okay. Where were we going? You were talking about.
They need to strap a rocket to Pillman and fire Norman. There's where we were going.
I just think it's incredible.
I mean,
go ahead, Harper.
If any woman is thinking about fucking a wrestler while she's fucking her old man, it's fucking Brian Pillman.
What about Luger?
Oh yeah, Luger.
I just think it's kind of crazy. You watch him at this stage and you're like, man, this is before the Hollywood Blondes. This is before Loose Cannon. And he's still damn good.
He's got a natural aptitude.
That's it. You look at him and go, that dude's got it.
And that's the biggest problem with today's wrestling is that they think if they can do moves, then they're there. And I would say that the people that over 5 years of doing this in this show that we gravitate them to the most. And I did hear Conrad talking about this recently. It's not what you do, it's how you fill the space between what you do. It's the facial, the little things, the appearance, the I hate to say it, but when it comes to wrestling, either you got it or you don't. And then those who have it can build upon it.
I don't know what the conversation was about with Hurd and Conrad. I actually would love to listen to it, but I'm not a paying customer. So
yeah,
there's that.
How much is it?
I don't know. But I will say this about it. Missy, if you remember, I read the tweet a few weeks ago on the show. Somebody had said something about it, and then Missy was like, oh, God, Hurd, whatever. And then Conrad replied to Missy and said, I'll get you a link, Missy. Like, I guess he was going to send her the free file. And she was like, no, thanks. I have no interest in listening to revisionist history or his version of it or whatever. And I mean, look, whether you like Missy or not is irrelevant. The thing is, Missy was there and she's dealt with it. So I'm sure she's, of course,
and she's a whole lot smarter to the business than she gets credit for.
Yeah, she is.
She really is. If you read her tweets, and when she's talking about wrestling and talking about even Japan and just other places, Missy is very smart. So I mean, and obviously,
let's be honest.
She knows her wrestling.
Midweek when Harper was on the ventilator, Mike and I were like going through the BTT succession plan. We were like, maybe we should, we'll bypass Silva. Maybe we should talk to Missy.
That'd be perfect.
Can you imagine?
But she should have a podcast. She'll be great for one.
Can you imagine Missy being a co-host on this show? Missy, get at me. We'll give you your own show. DMs at BTT_podcast.
I want to give her something else.
Okay, see, what's wrong with you?
I can't help it, man.
What's your problem? Grow the fuck up, man.
She came about. I came across her, to use a term.
Oh.
I came across her right at the time I was coming across a lot of things.
Come on.
I think we should move on. Brian Pillman was great there. Jim Hurd is a bum. And Doc and all of us loved Missy Hyatt in 1989 for damn sure. Let's keep going. Teddy Long here. He's with Jim Ross. Jim Ross is great here. Just listen to Jim, but then we'll listen to the whole thing, obviously. Here it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on World Championship Wrestling. Earlier in the hour, Flying Brian challenged Teddy Long to sign a contract for today for Norman the Lunatic and Flying Brian right here today. Now, you have heard the challenge, Teddy, and I want to apologize. I have slipped a time or two and called you Peanut Head on these broadcasts, and I'm going to do my best to never call you Peanut Head ever again.
Well, I want you to start doing your best right now and don't say it again, okay? Now, let me tell Flying Brian one thing right now. Norman and I, we've already beat him up. We don't have to keep on proving ourselves to him, okay? So all I've got to say to Flying Brian that he has already landed, and I'm not going to let Norman do anything. So his challenge, my answer is no, okay?
Well, that's certainly surprising. Teddy Long says no with Flying Brian. Well, Teddy Long is big man Sid Vicious will be in the ring with one-on-one competition. Let's go now back up to Rhubarb Jones.
That's one of the old school wrestling things that JR did right there. I apologize. I'll never say Peanut Head again. Let me repeat. I'm sorry, Teddy. I won't say Peanut Head again. And what does the crowd do? They start chanting Peanut Head. It's just, that's the old school territory wrestling things. Doc, your thoughts on Teddy Long right there?
About the same as yours.
Yeah,
Harper, anything else?
not really. No,
All right, we'll
I'm
keep
just
going.
looking at Steve Casey. These fucking jobbers are looking good.
Well, we got Sid Vicious coming out now, and like Harper said, we've got Steve Casey waiting in the ring for him. This match goes like under a minute, and is what you'd expect.
It's like, I keep thinking they're like going to like a fucking homecoming dance when they walk through that fucking thing.
You want to explain it, Harper, when they come out at center stage?
What do you call that?
Task
like-
tinsel? Task, like,
Yeah, tinsel. It's like the fucking Christmas tinsel.
it's really what it's like.
Bro, that shit looks like a broke-ass medieval times.
For real, bruh.
Well, it is 1989.
So?
I don't care. 'Cause, look how small the fucking background is. You see how small?
How many
Yeah.
of those kinds of entrances did you come through in your wrestling time, Mike?
I came through entrances better than that. That's what's funny.
Yeah, no.
I mean, not all the time, but like Wildcat's got a decent wrestling entrance.
Well, it's fucking cheap if you do it right.
Yeah,
And
it
this is
doesn't
30 years
cost
ago.
a lot. And
And they got a fucking budget.
well, yeah, that's the other thing. But no, I mean, a lot of indies, even in the 90s, I mean, you get one of them smoke machines for just a few bucks, and
Exactly.
then you build a cheap little
here's the real
entryway,
problem.
and you're good.
I don't care what the entranceway looks like. They could just walk out for all I give a shit. The problem I have with this, and Sid gets down on his knees and really just kneecaps fucking Steve Casey with that. But Sid didn't have any music.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And we
I don't
know
give a
it's
shit.
not edited
You
off
notice-
because this is the original footage.
They fucking took a while for him to be called to the ring.
And man, I am digging these on the drive because of the real music, because it adds so much more. I'm gonna cut a promo on this next week, by the way.
There you go. Look at that clothesline.
I'm gonna call a
It is
promo on
what
what?
it is. Music
Oh,
and wrestling.
okay. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm good. That's something to look forward to. There you go. All right, Doc. Any thoughts on Sid and Steve Casey here?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I got. All right, so after Sid defeats Steve Casey, R.I.P. Steve Casey.
What?
Passed away recently, didn't he?
I didn't know that. No, come
I
on,
didn't-
don't say that.
Come on.
I thought
Don't
so.
you just threw that out there pretty casually.
Yeah, I thought so. Hold
I
on,
had not
let me-
heard that.
Well, real quick, while I double check, because I thought I heard
Google
that.
it.
Maybe. The Midnight Express are going to defeat Fred Avery and the Enforcer. Doc, any thoughts on that while I'm looking this up?
I thought I was looking it up, but what are we doing? The Enforcer and who? Oh, the
Steve A.
Midnight. The Midnight,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. This is the best moment of having these on the drive because the Midnights have the best entrance music of all time.
You goddamn right. Well, I don't know all time, but it's one of the best.
That
Steve
shit
Casey passed away,
is-
sir, on December 9th.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
He lost to Rona, but
No,
Harper
we
didn't.
don't know why he passed away.
Yeah.
What happened? But he passed. But go back to what you were saying about the music on the drive. You're talking
It's
about
the best entrance music ever.
It's one of the best for damn sure. Freebird's great too. I mean, you can't knock Freebird.
Hey man, get back to the Von Erichs with ZZ Top, man.
And when we say music, we're just saying music. We're not talking about the actual entrances. We're just talking strictly music. I mean, you got to put the Road Warrior music up there too.
You're damn right you do. I'm factoring all that in when I say what I say. The Midnights have the best wrestler music theme ever.
Harper, any thoughts on the Midnight defeating Fred Avery and the Enforcer? Well, I guess he went to the dump.
That Daiquiri got to. Who's this ref?
He's taking a piss. I don't know who the ref is, but this Enforcer... This is a shame they're still doing this Enforcer thing as a rib.
That's kind of some bullshit.
It really is, because, I mean, you know, if they were going to do it right, they'd have made him kind of like, WWF did with Gilbert. Like, if they really wanted to do it, they could have did it like that. This is just giving him the name the Enforcer and putting him in red tights, red, mask, and just dumb. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the Russian gimmick, but not.
Yeah, it's just dumb. Harper, I was asking, did you have anything else from this match before we move forward?
No, not really.
Okay, I'm going to say something here coming up in this next promo, and I actually want to ask Doc. Doc, I don't have anything from it. Did I miss something from Corny in the Midnight? I thought it was meat and potatoes.
It was meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I had two things, and neither of them were about the promo. I laughed because Bobby shook JR's hand, and my other question was, whatever happened to the U.S. tag titles?
Oh, that's true, huh?
They're going to have a tournament.
When? At the Crockett Cup?
Dude, I can't even remember when this tournament is coming up, but that's what's happening.
Okay, let's do it, man.
Let's keep going. Like I said, they're meat. It's not bad or anything. It's just they're really meat and potatoes. We're gonna keep going though. We're gonna go to Paul Lee right now. I think Paul Lee is about to cut a good promo. So
Yeah, he is.
See Big Ron Simmons in action in just a few moments. We've heard from Jim Cornette later in the hour. I'll be speaking with the Road Warriors. I hope they don't come out here during this interview. And but the situation with your men, we're going to see Samu and Hawk later in the hour on the Power Hour, Paul. But the cage match, that's what we want to talk about, I would assume.
There comes a time in the life of every man when he has to face reality. Reality for you, Paul Ellering, reality for you, Animal and Hawk, is that at the Marietta Massacre, you tasted your own blood. Not only did you taste your own blood, but you tasted your own partner's blood. The biggest, baddest, roughest, toughest team in the history of this sport tasted their own partner's blood. You see, gentlemen, no longer are you reality. Reality's not a bunch of guys with funny haircuts wearing Tammy Baker makeup trying to intimidate people that can't be intimidated. I am your reality. The SST is your reality, because reality is a world where people burn the flag of their own country. Reality is a world where nobody is safe overseas. We are your reality. You don't need to pass the torch of the most vicious tag team in the world to us. We took it from you. And in the cage matches, we're going to burn you with that damn torch. We are your reality. We are the SST. I am Paulie Dangerously. And in the cage matches, gentlemen, you have entered the danger zone.
All right, well, that's quite enough from you, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Rhubarb Jones is in the ring and standing by.
I thought that was excellent, Doc. What did you think?
I did too. I thought it was the first real time that we saw the ECW Paulie creeping out, because he was bringing about real world things. It was real. It was more edgy. It was not, oh, my daddy in Wall Street and I make some calls to the special people. It's like, you're not safe around the world and people are burning flags, and it was more raw and real than we've seen from him.
Harper, your thoughts?
Yeah. I think it was great. I think his next one's the fucking Danger Zone's fucking awesome too. That he does.
He said the two lines. He said, "We made you taste your own blood, and we are your reality."
Yep.
I thought that was.
He
really
also
good.
basically made fun of them for painting up their faces too.
Yeah, with Tammy Faye. Remember her?
Oh
yes. Yeah.
Her ex-husband is still like selling. In fact, you should get on that. He's selling Rona treatments.
What? I thought he was in jail.
No, he got out of jail, and like on his network or internet feed or whatever, he's selling like things that'll keep you safe from Rona. I think.
Oh my God, he should be in fucking jail.
He should be in wrestling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of wrestling,
Mike and I've talked about the fact that people in religion and people in wrestling are both trying to separate you from your money, and the promos aren't that different.
yeah.
Once and for all, brother.
Well, it was like Doc and I said on one of those patron shows many years ago. So what would happen is you'd go to the wrestling on a Friday or Saturday night and you'd get separated from your money. You'd go to church on Sunday morning, you'd get separated from your money. By the time Monday rolled around, you had to roll your sap ass out of bed because you had to go make some more money. How it was. Now, we've got Ron Simmons in the ring. He's going to defeat John Brewer. The Iron Sheik comes down to ringside during the match. Jim Ross tells us that Simmons has been training with the Sheik. And that's why Sheik is out there. Simmons is just abusing this poor bastard in the ring. I love 1989 NWA, Simmons and Sheik holding up the Iranian flag. Doc, your thoughts on Ron Simmons abusing John Brewer and the Sheik at ringside?
I just want to know what the training consists of. That's all.
Said last week, what do you think it's like when those two get a hold of a rat?
Yeah, no.
You hold the joint, I'm going in.
That's nice. Why be original?
Dude, Simmons is holding up the Iranian flag with the Sheik.
Shit is that?
I don't know what to... Like, if you'd asked me... I saw a lot of 89 shit. If you'd asked me if I remember Simmons and the Sheik holding up the flag, I'd have been like,
no.
Shut up. Get out of here. Dude, this is Saturday night.
Yeah. I tell you one thing. They can say what you want about the Sheik. The crowd still responds to him.
That's
Look
it.
at that God.
Harper just nailed it. We make fun of the Sheik and we laugh and we make jokes, but the fact of the matter is, when he comes out, he gets a reaction.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm with Doc. I miss Sheik promos. I think they dropped the ball when they sent Sheik home. Because not only were they paying him, they weren't using him.
If you don't want that damn gun in the ring, make him a manager.
Oh,
There you
God.
go. Can you imagine that?
Well, he's got a stable of young black men that he's radicalizing. And then years later, Ron Simmons becomes Farouk.
That's so true.
Wow.
That's a tie-in.
That's long-term booking right
That's
there.
real long-term booking. Dude, that was 12 years later. What are you talking about? I mean, 10 years later. All right. So after that, Simmons wins. What were you about to say, Doc, before I keep going? So after that, Simmons wins. Sting cuts a promo. It's like not even a minute long. This wasn't goofball Sting. He was like real serious, and it was okay, but that's all I had from it. Doc, your thoughts?
Nothing.
Where's his fucking makeup?
Got his sunglasses on. He don't need his makeup.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I'll tell you something that's going to brighten you guys' mood. The Steiner brothers with Missy Hyatt are about to defeat Bill Ford and Trent Knight. Robin Green. Welcome to the jungle. That's right, playing. Robin Green and Rick Steiner share some M&Ms before the match, and during the match, Scott Steiner is manhandling these guys while Rick Steiner continues to eat M&Ms on the outside with Robin Green, his spoogie. There's Missy. Here comes Rick. There's Scott. There's Robin Green. They're gonna share some M&Ms.
With the fucking free commercial, huh? What the fuck?
Bro, wait till next week.
I bet you M&M's wasn't even a sponsor.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They probably went to the concession stand and be like, "Yeah, fuck it, peanut fucking M&Ms. Grab that."
That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. All right, Robin Green. I'm still amazed because when she comes out of that shell, oh my God!
Wait till next week.
It's like that movie, She's All That. Remember that?
No, but what about Earth Girls Are Easy?
Yeah. I watched that on Comet.
Yeah, you sent us a text.
Yeah. I forgot it was like a fucking musical.
Harper's at home watching Comet in Charge on regular TV all day, texting me and Doc while we're on the shoot job.
Sucks to be you.
With my luck, I'd get the Rona and damn near die. So I guess
you'd be fucking chewing on a damn ventilator.
Yeah, be like, oh God, I should have worn my mask.
Doc, any thoughts on the Steiners, Missy, and this match with Bill Ford and Trent Knight?
They're gonna say we wrestle, and then we're making the Steiners goofs. I don't like that part of it. Can I get 5707?
Oh Jesus! I was about to go to the promo. Here's 57.
Look at this.
Oh, the fucking German? Yeah. That shit look rough.
Boom.
Dude, that guy looks like the guy that's, hey, bro, you got $1? You got a cigarette?
He's 1989 Killer Tim Brooks.
Harper's right. That's the dude. Bro, I get a cigarette off you?
Yeah. You got $1?
Oh, she's excited.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
Bill Ford drinks Bud Ice.
So do you.
Yeah.
Did they have Bud Ice in 1989?
No.
No, that was a
Bud Ice in
90s
89.
thing.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to keep going. So we got the Steiner brothers now. They're about to cut a promo. Here it is. I think this is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most coveted tag team titles in all the sport, the World Tag Team Championship, I think, and I know the fans would probably agree, would look great around the waist of the Steiner brothers.
Jim Ross, not to get off the subject, but my brother's playing basketball with Robin and his girlfriend right over there.
Yeah?
Hey, shut up. Leave my girlfriend out of this, will you? Okay. Jim Ross, you talked about great teams, great tag teams, is down in history. Well, me and my brother here want a chance at our day in history. And we want to prove to all the people out there that we are the tag team to be reckoned with. And we're going to go after you, skyscrapers. You're going, Scotty, you're doing good. We don't care how tall you are. You might be 6'8". We don't care how tall you are physically. But switch inside, brother. How big is your heart? It's not as big as me, brother. We become All-Americans at the University of Michigan by backing down from nobody. Hey, how about them sissy Freebirds? They ain't worth 2 cents. Yeah, they sissies or what?
What about Lex Luger?
Lex Luger, what kind of packages he comes out and says in his total package? Total package of what?
He may need to be unwrapped, I don't know.
No. Tell you what, Lex Luger, you ain't gonna have no chance to flex in the ring, my brother. But he's gonna take your head off.
All right, I'll tell you something. You guys are ready. There's no doubt about it. The Freebirds better beware. The skyscrapers, no matter who it is.
I don't care who it is.
And we wish you the very best of luck.
Purely sissy. That's what P.S. Michael Hayes is. Purely sissy style.
All right, fans. Thanks very much to Missy Hyatt, the First Family, and the Steiner Brothers fans. Never a dull moment. And we'll be back.
Dude, when Steiner flexes, he's such a goofball. Look at it. Look at it right there.
If they ever do a sequel to What's Eating Gilbert Grape, he needs to play fucking Leo's character.
Doc, you got any follow-ups on that one? Or did you go get a beer? He's such an alcoholic. Explain
he does it so perfectly.
Explain what you mean by that.
You legit think he's a special person.
You think he's got a little bit of, like...
He's got a screw loose.
Yeah. Like, because it doesn't seem like an act. He's so good at it.
Right.
I mean, look at him right there when he's flexing like Luger. He's just a goof. He's a goofball. It's so great. I was hoping to get
this.
It's like, okay, that's comedy in wrestling right there, and it's funny, but it's not insulting.
But you really think he's a fucking, you know? I mean, whatever. Like,
yeah.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. We couldn't hear you.
I had to go piss.
All right.
Okay.
You were talking about Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
You ever watch Wolf of Wall Street?
Not yet. I should, huh?
Yeah, that's a crazy movie, bro.
What'd you think of Steiner in that promo? Rick Steiner?
They're still figuring out who they are.
That's all right. They're already made, in my opinion, right here.
Okay.
All right, we keep going. I thought Steiner was hilarious. We got Brian Pillman out here. He's going to defeat the bounty hunter. The bounty hunter's got a mask on, and he's got a pretty damn good build.
Yeah, who is that guy? Because he looks like he's fucking big.
Yep.
I swear, it.
He's almost as big. I mean, you can honestly say he's as big as a fucking Road Warrior. If he's not, he's fucking pretty close to it.
He's jacked. He's pretty damn jacked. I don't know who it is. Of course, I'll get 100 tweets or DMs about who it is once his show airs.
He's obvious green.
Yeah, you can tell he's. I don't know how to explain
that fucking
it.
Clothesline.
Yeah,
you can tell he's he's not seasoned.
But he's jacked. He's jacked, bro. You see how he sells?
I believe that might be Al Green, the dog.
You can even tell how he takes a few bumps. Like that bump he took on the crossbody looked a little weird. They were having a decent match. I mean, Pillman's about to go over. He's going to win with the reverse flying crossbody off the top rope. Norman is out here pissing Harper off. What do you...
Back to your mama's house.
Go back to your mama's house. I got nothing. Norman's out there. Teddy Long's got the key. He's trying to convince Norman to come to the back and leave this thing alone. Yeah, that's it. Doc, any other thoughts?
Not really.
Yeah.
Man, this episode's long.
Yeah, no.
The next one is too.
You know, here's the thing. They're going to need to figure something out when baseball season's over. Because unless we're going to have some better promos, we can't do this.
Yeah, okay.
That's Al Green. Yeah, you're right.
Well, there we go. We got the answer. All right.
He had died in 2013.
Who didn't?
7 years old.
How old?
57.
That's too young.
That's pretty old for a wrestler.
Yeah.
Still too young. The older I get, that's still too young. All right, let's go now to the Road Warriors. I think he's got a Hawk's going to be preaching here. Here it is.
Superstars, ladies and gentlemen, the Superstar Tag Team in the NWA, the Road Warriors. And Paulie dangerously out here earlier talking about reality. There's going to be some reality set in later tonight on the Power Hour in the captain's match when Hawk takes on Samu. That's still to come. But what about reality?
Reality? Paulie, you know what reality is. 4 times out of 5 years, tag team of the year. That's reality. Why don't you ask those other guys and everybody knows who you are what reality's all about. That's why we're not here in the NWA anymore, and we still are. Now, Samoans, you're going to find out what reality really is. In cage matches, no matter where it is, we're going to kick your butt. Tell them, Hawk. You know something? that little worm, Polly Dangerously, forgot to mention is that it wasn't just the Samoans that put us away in Marietta. There were 3 Freebirds. It was 5-on-2. And he said, we tasted our blood. Well, that was the only part of the match I liked. I like tasting my own blood. So if I like tasting my own blood, can you imagine how much I would like tasting their blood? I'm gonna like it a whole lot. Polly Dangerously, you're a little man living in a big man's world. The Samoans, they're going back on a flotilla to that scumbag island they came off of. We snack on danger, dine on death, and dead men don't make money.
All right, indeed.
Hawk said, I like tasting my own blood, so imagine tasting yours. Doc?
He also gave the 1989 version of Shithole Country by saying they were going back to a scumbag island.
Okay. Nice.
That was
right.
good shit, man. When he says you're a little man living in a big man's world.
Boy, no shit.
So I like SST. I like everything, but you're going to tell me we couldn't figure out a way to start booking ourselves towards the Steiners versus the Road Warriors?
Well, I mean, why would we do that right now?
Because that shit would draw money?
Yeah, it's 2 baby faces. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Let's turn one of them.
well, I mean, you can't, no, because you can't turn the Road Warriors, because we saw what happened the
yeah,
last time
they
we
tried
tried
that already.
We'll have Steiner and
No,
Steiner
you
start
can't.
mistreating
No.
Missy and Robin Green.
No, this
You
is why
can't have a heel special person.
this is why you're not on the booking committee in '89.
You were?
No, this is why you wouldn't have worked on it though.
I was
Not saying-
15. They weren't going to hire me anyway.
Well, if you were 40, whatever you are now in '89, that's why you would not have worked on a booking committee. Kevin Sullivan would have looked at you once and been like, "You are stupid. Shut up. It ain't that hard, guys. We ain't building a rocket."
Oh, yeah, where's he at? He's in
He's still
Japan?
No, he's still there.
Yeah.
But I thought the Road Warriors were good there. I don't agree with Doc talking about turning one of these teams. We know they can't turn the Road Warriors. They tried it. And it would be dumb to turn the Steiners because, well, look at Rick. I mean, you can't turn a special person. Not that he's really special, but he acts like one. Let's keep moving. Mike Rotunda, Captain Mike Rotunda. God, why did they go with that?
Yeah, that's the first time I noticed him call him that. Is this the first time?
No, they've been saying it. They've been saying
Really?
it. Yeah, but it's dumb.
Captain of what? Captain Crunch?
always comes back to cereal. So the finish is a long TV match. Hell of a clothesline right there if you're watching on the video version. Long TV match. Dr. Death. The ending is a little uneventful, but I guess that's what you're gonna get when you got 2 big stars on TV wrestling in a match. Dr. Death is DQ'd for throwing Rotunda over the top rope, but after the match, they throw Tommy Young to the side, and then Rotunda beats down Dr. Death. I felt like the crowd just kind of died at the end. I don't know, Doc. What did you think?
Dr. Death's in a helmet.
Headgear. What do you... Jesus.
Yeah.
Do I have to teach you everything? That's amateur wrestling headgear. It's not a helmet.
Okay. Did they score a touchdown? These are tough guys, but man, this was boring. And it was solid, but I just wonder what this would have been much better in 83 or 84.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think it would have been better if it just would have had a finish.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of times, we watch these old shows, and I honestly think when we see the crowd reacting, that even makes us love something more that we already might love. And the crowd just, I don't know, to me, it just died.
They have lost this crowd, though. Tonight, next week, they have not figured out how to energize this bigger crowd. You got to get energized. That's the key to work.
Energized. That's good. Harper, any other thoughts before we go to the closing promo with the one and only Ric Flair?
No, I mean the finish was, but I mean, what are you gonna, it's a TV match.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. I was like, it's a TV match.
What's the Rock and Roll at? When do they come back?
Harper, where have you been? They've been gone for a long time.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, I mean, they gotta come back soon, huh?
Bro, I'm starting to think in my mind, I'm like, I don't think we see them for... Oh, shit, I'm bad with years.
Because
I know we
remember,
definitely...
Ricky Morton turns heel, and he's with, what's her name? The Wall Street, or whatever the fuck it is.
Alexander York.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. God, what year is that? I think that's got to be 91.
Damn.
Yeah, I think we got a ways to go. I told you, wait till you see Norman and Abdullah.
Oh my God.
We gotta have some fun times.
If Abdullah doesn't stick his fork all the way through Norman, I quit.
Yeah, really.
All right, well, let's go to Ric Flair. I said the closing promo, and the reason I say that is because after Rick, there's Ranger Ross, who defeats Keith Steinborn with the worst super kick ever, and then Jim Ross ends the show. So this should have closed the show. Let's go to Ric Flair. He's got something to say.
We're back here, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege and pleasure to be here with the 6 times heavyweight champion of the world, the one and only Nature Boy Ric Flair. And we all thought that on July 23rd, that it would end with Ric Flair and Terry Funk in that match. But it seems that was only the beginning. And the matches I have seen, I have never seen any more physical confrontations. You leave it all out there, and so does he when you meet up.
Well, Lord Jim, you have summed it up. We are crossing the United States of America, Terry Funk, and you know I'm talking to you. Muda, I'm talking to you. The Samoan SWAT team, I'm talking to you. And oh, Lord have mercy, Lex Luger, I'm talking to you, pal. This is the National Wrestling Alliance. And the names I just mentioned are just a few of the personalities entwined in the fighting sport on the face of this earth. Terry Funk, this time around, it's you and me. And I went on record, custom made, and told the wrestling world that I wasn't found out until you were carried out. Well, you know what? When your name is Ric Flair, whether you like it or you don't like it, the bottom line is, Terry Funk, you're gonna learn, to love it, because, pal, I'm gonna have it my way.
All right, fans, the one and only World's Heavyweight Champion. And now let's go back up to the ring and Rhubarb Jones.
Doc, remember Burger King had that slogan?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Is you have it your way. Yep.
Did Burger King get that from him, or was that slogan? I don't remember that Burger King slogan until like the 90s.
I doubt they got it from Ric Flair.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe my timeline's confused. I mean, I worked there in the early 90s. That's why I'm thinking that. But that was Burger King's thing.
Made?
Oh, man, way too many.
I bet you I made over 10,000 Whoppers.
Oh, easily.
Fuck, you know what? That fucking chicken sandwich. I fucking used to love that.
That shit was awesome. But you got to be careful when you order that shit, because I would have left that in there for hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta order that fresh out the grease. FOG. Yeah. Seriously.
Mike and I were like brothers from another mother, because we've lived a similar life.
I wouldn't go that far outside of Burger King and enjoying classic wrestling.
What else is there?
Yeah.
I asked Doc.
Doc never drove an old fucking Skylark.
I drove a Cutlass Supreme.
I had a Cutlass at one point too. So
79.
Oh wow! All right.
I asked Doc at one point. I was like, Doc, you ever date a sister? He's, man, they don't do it for me. Doc does not like the sisters.
I like the
That's
Latina.
nice.
I like the Latina though.
Who doesn't?
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
All
tear
right.
down that wall so they can all come in. You know.
So, Doc, we were talking about, you want to close it up on Ric Flair and share your thoughts?
I mean, he's putting everybody over. He's getting it all done. We've only just begun, just like Gary Hart said earlier. He's he's out there in a special red suit.
Mm-hmm. Harper, any other thoughts?
No.
Here's the
nothing,
thing. Go ahead.
I don't. It was a standard Flair promo.
It was. It really was. The thing that caught me was the end when he's talking about have it your way. I'm like, wait, that's Burger King's slogan.
Yeah, I caught that too. The problem here is ending on Ranger Ross. Jesus.
Oh God.
Yeah.
For the Patreon members out there, I'm about to show you a spot in this match. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. To get the video versions, become a patron, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You get access to not only the video versions of this, but, all of our clashes, all of our pay-per-views, the World Class shows, the ECW shows, everything that's up on our Patreon feed. I always say there's over 200 episodes. We got to be close to 3 at this point, but 200 plus episodes up on our Patreon feed at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. As of now, the sale is still going on. So if you sign up for the annual option, you can get 2 months free. So again, sign up for the annual option, you'll get 2 months for free.
How is Ranger Ross still a thing?
So hold on. Here comes the spot when I got the timestamp right. This is the worst looking kick I've seen. And he's delivered a few of them.
Here it comes. Oh, yeah. Well, he was still so green, though.
There's a lot of empty seats behind him, too.
Yeah,
We're retired. Time to go home. Ranger Ross is out here against Keith Steinborn. Ranger Ross is boring. I'm going home.
Speaking of tired and time to go home, this episode has been a fucking marathon, man. We didn't really help Harper out. His stamina's got to be low with the Rona, and now we're going to go through an 82-minute episode.
I can make it.
He can make it.
COVID man.
COVID man. All right, so we do need to rate this thing and hand out some Rolexes. One more thing, it is almost Christmas. Today is December the 23rd. Obviously, unless you do one-day shipping, if you're listening to this the day this show drops, you probably won't get your Amazon gift before then. But hey, you may be listening to this after Christmas and have gotten some Amazon gift cards. Well, you know what? Go to our Amazon Associates link at tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon, and you can use those gift cards. Also, buy for yourself what no one gave you for Christmas. You told your woman to get you this and she didn't get it. Well, guess what? It's time to treat yourself. tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. A great way to support this show without spending anything extra. And also, if you didn't get your Patreon membership because no one gave it to you like you requested again this year, treat yourself to our Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Doc, it is time to rate and give out the Rolex. You go first. What are you rating? Let's go with the rating first this week.
And I don't know. This felt like 3 hours. This felt like 3 hour Raw.
Yeah, for real.
That's going to hurt the rating.
And that Ranger Ross match should have been in the fucking beginning.
No shit. How about just cut from the card? Dark match.
Yeah, for real.
No Muda. We haven't seen Orton in forever. We haven't seen Butch Reed in forever. I'm gonna give it. Oh man,
that's true. Fucking Murdoch.
We're gonna give this one a. I feel like I'm being generous. How about a B?
Oh,
Harper, what you giving it?
I give it a C.
I go with a B minus. It's old school wrestling and I love it, so B minus.
Yeah.
Hey,
had Wildfire Tommy Rich.
That's right. Did somebody say something about crisscross and make you jump?
Daddy Mac will make you.
So we need to. Hi.
How you doing, Doc?
Hi,
you still doing a show without crisscross looking motherfucker?
Well,
Only until he gets the Rona. He won't
I
be as
can't
lucky
tell
as
if the
Harper.
boy's got the Michael Jackson syndrome or not. He looked kind of light to me. You say he's a brother. I don't know which one he is, but that little son of a bitch is aggravating. Aggravate the piss out of me. Talking about he's about to knock me out. He wasn't going to do shit.
I know he wasn't. You're a champion. We're
Okay.
tired of him too. And hey, you know what? When we get rid of him with the Rona, we'll have Tommy Rich in the booth.
You know, it's a shame. Terry Gordy's deceased. Dr. Death's
Oh, God.
deceased.
Come on, bro. This is Christmas episode. You're about
I
to
Man.
say
noticed
something
that
bad.
too, huh? It seems like the people, it's like the more dirty you are, the more bulletproof you are.
Yeah, like, I mean, look
I don't know
at
if Buzz
Tommy
Sawyer
Rich.
died pretty early.
Well, you know, I mean- Harper, there's exceptions to every rule, right? But seriously, I mean, like, Gordy's gone, you know, and Rich is still alive. Come on. Brian Pillman's gone. Dr. Death's gone. But Tommy Rich is alive. All right,
That's
Doc.
nice.
That's not. I don't like that, man. This is Christmas.
Yeah.
Harper said it earlier. Happy
That sounds
birthday to
rough.
Jesus.
Happy birthday
too
to
much.
Jesus, and happy birthday to the Hanukkah Jesus
And Kwanzaa.
and Kwanzaa. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it still is.
We got Jewish folks. We got African American folks. We got people who
Bruh,
celebrate
what's that
Hanukkah,
supposed to be?
Kwanzaa.
To be honest, if we've got some women listening, there's a good chance we got everybody listening.
Dude, we got women listening to us. Brenna Duggan, Shawnee Potts, they out there listening. Victoria Kerr. Doc, we rated it. Who are you giving your Rolex to?
We need to stop for a second. Time out. This is a good opportunity while we have everybody in suspense at the Rolex to talk about next week's episode, because next week, if you have access to the drive, we got to skip a week.
Oh, because the August 19th episode is not there.
There is no August 19th episode, so we will be going to 8/26 next
And I
week.
believe, I told Doc offline, I know the Braves had a game that night, and my only thought is, because I couldn't find, at the time of us recording this, I couldn't find results for what would have been
There's
an
a world.
8/19
There's a
card.
worldwide on 8/19, but no Saturday night.
Yeah, I couldn't find the results of an 8/19 Saturday night card. I assume the Braves bumped wrestling that day, but I don't know that for a fact. Anyway, go ahead, proceed.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna give out Rolexes, and I'm gonna give mine to Paulie Dangerously.
I think that's a good option. What do you think, Harper?
I was kind of stuck between, Rick Steiner and his Steiner promo and Hawk's reaction to fucking Paul E. And so I'm gonna give it to the Road Warriors, the Hawk, because
You know, that
he
was
likes
a really.
tasting his own fucking
Yeah.
blood.
I think you're on to something. I thought about Hawk, but I'm going to go Paul Lee as well. So there's that.
Hey man, Hawk was phenomenal there. I mean, he was great, but that was like the first time we've seen Paulie cut that kind of promo, so I was going with him.
I hear you. All right. On that note, I got to take care of some business before we get out of here. I want to shout out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. The northern version of BTT, slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. They support us, so please support them and check them out on their feed. That's OVP or our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. And shout out to the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. Mike Prue and JV do our ECW show on our Patreon feed, but they also do a show on the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin on their free feed called the Bottom Line Cast. All right, everybody. So we are dropping this 2 days before Christmas. This is on the eve of Christmas Eve that this is dropping. So we hope you have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate anything, well, we hope you have a great 25th of December. On that note, Doc, any closing thoughts before we get out of here? Or can I throw it to Harper to hit the go home cue?
I just think I can speak for all of us at BTT that say we hope you have a happy whatever, and all of us in the Army that say we're glad that Harper has dodged the pandemic bullet. America. Harper, why don't you hit that tagline and take us on home?
Book it.